Pentagon confirmed Sunday that 3 U.S. troops have been killed in the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran, the first American casualties of the conflict, now on its second day. Iran's military has lashed out against the strikes, with missiles targeting ships and countries across the Middle East. Israeli medics said at least 8 people were killed in a blast near Jerusalem. Iranians were gathering Sunday for the funeral of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed, along with about 40 other senior members of the Islamic Republic's regime in the initial onslaught. Intelligence gathered over months by the CIA and shared with Israeli counterparts led to the missile strike that killed Khamenei and the other officials. A person familiar with the matter confirmed to media. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his country's strikes on Iran will increase even more in the coming days. President Trump said he's agreed to speak with Iran and said the military operation is proceeding ahead of schedule. CENTCOM says B-2 bombers were used to strike Iranian missile facilities. Loud explosions rock central Tehran, state TV and radio go off the air. President Trump told The Atlantic's Michael Scheurer in a phone call Sunday morning that Iran's new leaders want to talk with him, and he plans to do so. President Trump told Fox News' Jackie Heinrich that 48 Iranian leaders have been killed in the operation. 48 leaders are gone in one shot. Iran's foreign minister says military capacity hasn't changed despite attacks. OPEC Plus will increase oil production amid Mideast conflict. OPEC Plus, a group of 8 oil-producing countries, said Sunday that it will increase oil production by 206,000 barrels a day in April, in an effort to mitigate the impact on oil prices during the latest conflict in the Middle East. Strike that killed Khamenei was based on CIA intel, source says. U.S. military dismisses Iran's claim to have struck USS Lincoln as a lie. U.S. military confirms 3 American service members killed, 5 seriously wounded. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that if Washington's goal is to overthrow the Islamic Republic's regime, it would be an impossible mission. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian says post-Khamenei interim leadership council up and running. The U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem warned Americans in Israel that it cannot evacuate or directly assist Americans departing Israel at this time. UAE says Iranian strikes kill 3 people, as Iran issues warning to U.S. allies in region. Israeli medics say at least 6 people killed, more than a dozen wounded in Iranian strike. 9 killed in Pakistan in clashes as protesters tried to storm U.S. consulate. China strongly condemns Khamenei killing and called again for a halt to military actions. Casualties reported as Iranian strike hit city Beit Shemesh near Jerusalem. Tom Cotton said that there's not a simple answer as to who will lead Iran going forward. An Omani port and an oil tanker off its coast were attacked Sunday, official media said. UK defense chief says Iranian missiles fired in direction of Cyprus in the Mediterranean. Girls' elementary school in the city of Minab was hit amid the strikes, killing more than 100 people, including many students. Pope Leo calls for an end to spiral of violence in Middle East. EU foreign policy chief voices hope for a new Iran, shaped by its people. US moves embassy personnel from hotels in Bahrain's capital amid Iranian strikes. North Korea calls US-Israel assault on Iran an illegal act of aggression. Iran's top religious authority issues fatwa for jihad against America and Israel. Putin calls Khamenei killing cynical violation of morality and international law. Israeli military says half of Iran's missile stockpiles destroyed. Lebanon's Hezbollah vows to confront aggression of US and Israel. Iran names 3 men for interim leadership council to pick next supreme leader. After celebrations in Iran, anti-US protests erupt in several locations. Israel hitting heart of Tehran for first time since strikes began, IDF says. Iran claims new round of strikes targeting US bases in Mideast. At Russia's request, IAEA to hold special meeting Monday on Iran's situation. Trump says attacks destroy 9 Iranian ships, largely destroyed naval headquarters. Germany's MERS calls for day after plan in Iran. Warner says he's seen no intelligence Iran planned preemptive strike. Another 1,500 Middle East flights canceled due to strikes. Iranian airstrikes on Dubai and Abu Dhabi for the second day. 8 Arab countries have reported missile attacks. UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, Oman, and Qatar in central Tel Aviv. Vessels around Persian Gulf attacked as Iran's retaliation widens. Trump says he plans to speak to new Iranian leadership. Send Ted Cruz that recent U.S. and Iranian diplomacy was an abject failure in the wake of recent U.S. military action against Iran. U.S. military used stealth B-2 bombers to strike Iran's ballistic missile facilities. Sen. Lindsey Graham, RSC, on Sunday said the U.S. would not occupy Iran after a series of Israeli joint strikes in the country. State Department urges Americans to exercise increased caution amid Iran military action. The mission, dubbed Operation Epic Fury, has resulted in the deaths of at least 200 Iranians and injured about 750 more, Iran's Red Crescent told state media. While 3 U.S. soldiers were killed and 5 were seriously injured in the attacks, 9 were killed in the Beit Shemesh attack in Israel and 1 in Tel Aviv. Reports indicate that at least 14 people have been killed. There are also about 30 injured.